Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Marjorie, and today's video I am actually going to be making a couple of different patriotic wreaths for you. So here in the first wreath, I got this sign from Craft Outlet. Any of you that know and watch my videos know that I love Craft Outlet. These signs are very inexpensive, and they are really it's really great quality. They're pretty thick and they hold up very well. And you could definitely use these for more than a wreath sign if you'd like to. So for my signs, I attach these cable mounts, and this is how I attach the sign to the wreath. So I do use a little bit of super glue and hot glue, and then I just put my pipe cleaners in there. So I've actually already got my work wreath created, so that way we can go ahead and get started. I do take this 21-inch deco mesh, and as you see, I'm just kind of walking my fingers up to the middle, and I take a zip tie, and I actually am just zip tying that deco mesh right to a crossbar. I do this just so it has more security. The reason I had to undo it is because I didn't make sure that all of the deco mesh was clamped in there. So typically what I do is, after I gather it together, I normally would leave a few inches as a tail. I mean, I do end up cutting it off, but that ensures that all of my deco mesh is actually in the zip tie. So once I've done that, then I do 10-inch poofs. So this is actually a 14-inch work wreath. Well, it's actually just a 14-inch frame from the Dollar Tree that I added pipe cleaners to. And I have 18 pipe cleaners on this wreath frame, and there are 6 sections, and I have 3 in each section, so that's a total of 18 pipe cleaners. And all I do is I keep measuring out 10 inches, and here I'm just showing you how I'm going from the bottom to the very top row. And as you see, it covers up very nicely, and you don't see any of that that zip tie and the cutoff deco mesh. And then here I'm just showing you to do the same thing as you did when you started, just clamping it down onto a crossbar. And once you poof everything out on those puff, poof. Anyways, once you get everything fluffed out, then you can see how it looks really good, and it covers up all the mechanics. So I got this 10-inch deco mesh from Craft Outlet, and it is so pretty. This is a metallic deco mesh, and you know it's metallic because you can see the kind of the shininess of it. So I do use this rotary blade from the Dollar Tree, and it's so good. So if you're new to making wreaths or just whatever, even if you're wanting to cut fabric or something, I mean, get this. It's definitely worth the $1.25. So I cut a total of 18 of these 20-inch. Let me back up. I cut 18 cuts of the 10-inch deco mesh, measuring in 20 inches in length, and I just do a cruffle method, and I put each cruffle into a pipe cleaner, and look how full and pretty this wreath is. Next, I take these 2 ribbons I also got from Craft Outlet, and I really like the one with the stars and stuff. It was just kind of like stitching, and it just reminded me of like a stitching for the blanket. But I do want to say that this video is actually a part of the What Month Is It collab that's hosted by Tami from Happiness Created. So make sure you go down to the description box to view the playlist, and you'll see all the hosts, co-hosts, special hosts in there along with every other creator, and look at all the beautiful, wonderful creations that they've made. So once I have all the tails on, I actually go back and added the sign to my wreath. So now I'm going to take just the remnants of the 2 ribbons that I used, and I know I'm going to do 2 bows. So in order for me to make them as even as I can, I just took the rest of the ribbon off of the rolls and I cut them in half, and that way I have the same amount of ribbon for each bow that I make. And I'm just using my wonderful little bow maker. I love this thing, and I don't do as many bows by hand anymore. I'm really glad that I had got this, but you could still do a lot of real easy fun bows with by hand, but making a lot of wreaths does kind of make it a little bit hard sometimes on my hands. So this bow maker is great. I actually got this from Deco Exchange. So I have this extra ribbon. This is a pretty stiff ribbon. It is not wired ribbon, and I got it from either the Dollar Tree or the 99-cent only store maybe 2 years ago. I've had it for a little bit in my stash, and I found it and decided I was going to use it. So I added to the bow, and then here I'm just dovetailing all the ends, with the exception of that that white one. I think that's like a 2-inch ribbon, while the others are a 2.5, and I just wanted a little different look to the tails. You could dovetail them all if you wanted to. It's okay, however you would like to do it. So once I make my bow, I just find a good spot where I could actually tie my bow to, and I make sure I put it on there pretty tight, but not too tight. And then I make sure that there is enough room for the sign and my second bow, so I'm not covering up the sign. You want to make sure that when the bow is attached, that you can definitely still see the sign, what the sign says, through all of the tails and the ribbons. And so this is how it turned out. I think it is so cute. But I'll be honest, my second wreath that is coming up is actually my favorite of the 2. And I just love it. So again, using some metallic mesh from Craft Outlet. I want to say I used 2 rolls of these, and I just cut it at 40 inches. So I got the 40 inches because these are 10-yard rolls, and so I wanted to use enough of one roll for, basically wanted to use one roll for half of the wreath. So since there's 9 of the pipe cleaners on there, 18 of the pipe cleaners, half of it will be 9 pipe cleaners, or 3 sections. So I just divided the total amount by 9 to get my 40 inches. And then, so here, this is the cruffle method. And because it's a longer piece, I do roll the ends probably about 3 or 4 times. Whereas the 20-inch mesh, I'll just roll it once or twice. But as you see, I roll it several times, and then I just walk my fingers up and I make my cruffle. So I do want to say, go ahead and check me out on other social media, and I do sell my wreaths. They're pretty inexpensive. I do sell them. Currently, I sell them on Facebook. I've got to go back and do my Etsy store again. I've got to relist everything in there. But yeah, if you see a wreath that you like, you can definitely go to my Facebook at Marjorie Jeter and check it out. So as you see, I really liked that kind of blanket stitch looking ribbon that I used, and the same one, it's just not the burlap, it's just red and blue, and I absolutely love this. The colors were just amazing. I like the stitching of the red ribbon as well. To me, it kind of went along with the blanket stitch theme. Not that I was really going for a theme, it just kind of worked out that way. But I got everything I got for this wreath, with the exception of the 14-inch frame and the pipe cleaners, all came from Craft Outlet. So I went ahead and did put all my tails on, which I do use 14-inch tails. And then here, after I put my tails on, I'm just going in and I'm making a bow. So because I'm only going to do one bow on this wreath, I'm actually doing 8-inch tails at the top, and then my tails at the bottom are going to be 14 inches, and then my loops are going to be about 6 inches, and I think they do go a little bit smaller as the more I add, maybe about an inch, half an inch to an inch, not too much. So what I like to do with my bows as well is I like to finish my wreath off by using the 2 ribbons that I used for the tails, and I just like to use the rest of it. And then I do like to add in 1 or more additional ribbons just to give it a little something extra. You definitely don't have to if you don't want to, but that's just something I started doing. And then most definitely you can add greenery or other different types of embellishment. I don't really do that, at least right now. I've thought about maybe adding some greenery or florals, but I still haven't quite decided if I was really going to do that. But we'll see how it goes. So I just love how these bows are turning out. Just real nice, big, fluffy bows. And they're just, you know, I hear a lot of people talk about bows and stuff, but how they don't know how to make bows, or they're not good at bows. And oh my goodness, y'all, if y'all saw some of the bows I made when I first started making wreaths a couple years ago, and even if you've just seen some of those wreaths that I made a couple years ago, like, I really don't know how I ever thought they were cute. But I mean, hey, you know, so for my 1.5 inch, I typically don't ever dovetail them. I always cut those at an angle. Now, I always dovetail my 2.5 inch ribbon, but I do like to have a little something different sometimes, as far as, you know, just cutting the ribbon at an angle. I do want to say that I really appreciate you guys stopping by and taking the time out to watch this video, and I appreciate the support and love that I get from everyone. And Thank you to all of my subscribers. I wouldn't be here without you guys, and to those that may be new to my channel, I hope that you like what you see and you may consider subscribing. And if you will, leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you like, which wreath was your favorite, even if you've ever made wreaths or not, or if you think you're gonna try your hand at a deco mesh wreath. I'd really love to hear from you guys. But is that sign not the cutest? I'm sorry, I love gnomes. I'm obsessed, and so I really love that gnome sign. So I hope you guys like it, and I thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.